Your Excellency, Vice Mayor of Ningbo, dear friends in China. A couple of days ago we visited Beijing, and this was a great success. We had good political meetings, we had good business meetings. We were in Shanghai, good political meetings and good business meetings, and now we are in Ningbo. Our purpose to being here is to promote cooperation between our countries. I do believe that the figures which were reflected do not reflect the real possibility between Latvia and China. Our possibilities are much greater. Latvia is not a big country, but we do represent a large market of EU. We do not have internal borders between European countries. We are part of Schengen zone. It means that all goods which are entering into Latvian ports can be distributed in all countries of European Union. Our intention is to build great relations with Ningbo. We know that Ningbo is a strategic logistic place, distribution place, the largest container port in the world. I am very sure that by cooperating between Latvia and Ningbo, it can be a very great potential in the future. I believe that hundreds of Chinese companies would be able to establish businesses in Latvia. What we are proposing, there is an old Europe, which you know quite well, but then there is a new Europe. And now the new challenges, what we are facing in the world. As you know, the war in Ukraine, sanctions against Russia are changing logistic chains. What we are offering, we are a country which are having this old gauge system, which also countries on the eastern part are having. So we can, Chinese companies can bring goods to Latvia by railway because we have the same gauge system. If we will have more transshipments through Latvian ports, it will be also great possibilities because we are building also now a European gauge system. It means by having logistic business from Latvia, you can serve both in European eastern part and western part and central part of Europe. I believe that idea of building industrial parks and also producing Chinese goods in Europe, in Latvia, it would be great potential. Because we have 3 ports in Latvia. Small country, but we have 3 ports. There are many countries which are not having access to the sea, but we have. We have 5 economical zones where it's possible to do business. In economical zones there are huge discounts for the companies. All goods which you will bring to these 3 ports, there will be 0 tax. Only when you will send these goods already to final destinations, then VAT must be paid. But by doing production in Latvia, you will have EU certificate. It means that Chinese goods which can be sold in Europe and be assembled or produced in Latvia will be EU certificate. 450,000 people market, I think it's a great possibility exactly how Chinese market can grow. Today there is 1 trillion around euros turnover between EU and China. I think this is not the biggest figure. I think we can increase it, but we need to have this cooperation. I believe that Latvia can be a great partner for China because we are not talking only about bilateral relations between Latvia and China. We are talking about bilateral relations between China and EU. I had a great business meetings and political meetings in Beijing and Shanghai, and there are several large companies which expressed interest in building industrial parks in Latvia. But what we will need hundreds of Chinese companies who are coming and doing business in Latvia. And as I said, today there is old Europe, but the prices and expenses are much higher. In Latvia, this can be more competitive, and we will be also friendly because we understand that business development will be good both for China and for Latvia. And our intention is to be in friendly relations with China. We do support the policy of one China policy, and we think this is the only way how we can work. Good political relations, good economical relations. And I believe that Latvia can be a good friend and partner for China in Europe. And I would like to welcome Deputy Mayor and Business Society to come to Latvia to make a good, to select the best companies who are interested in promoting their businesses in European Union. So we can make seminars, conferences, we can present all opportunities. And I think that, of course, many Chinese companies can go and do business in separate places. But Latvia can be a place where hundreds or maybe thousands of Chinese companies could come and do business in Europe. Because in one place it's much more easy. It's much more easy. A couple of weeks ago, Riga city, capital of Latvia, signed $3 billion project with investments from UAE. The new city will be built, and $3 billion project is the largest project for Riga city. I know probably this figure is not very big for China, but for Latvia it's very big. So we welcome also Chinese investments to Latvia, and I think that by working together we can achieve good results. Today, there is not only political delegation here in China. We have business delegation, which is led by Mr. Rostovskis, the chairman of Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Latvia. This is only beginning. I believe we will have more visits to China, but we also want to have more visits of Chinese business to Latvia. And I want to thank the Chinese embassy in Latvia, which is doing extremely good job. Personally, Ambassador Tang, he is doing excellent job, and thank you him for preparing this visit and giving opportunity to meet you, to talk to you, promote Latvia. And most important thing is that my background is business. I'm in politics, but I'm coming from business. I have been working for many years to bring more investments to Latvia, to promote business. And therefore I feel that we have something in common, because Ningbo is a place of business. And Latvia is also a place of business. We are not typical politicians who are talking about polite speeches. For me, it's very important to come back to Latvia with results. And the only result is improvement and increasing business relations between our countries. I hope we can make a model win-win. Thank you very much for the possibility to be here. I am very sure we will have together great success. Thank you, China.